I am 26 years old and I'm just really starting to connect to myself and to explore what it means to be a woman and to honestly love my body and love everything that my body can do because I'm a woman. And it's pretty damn magical, I will say. Let's go back to my childhood. I grew up in a very small town and I went to a small school. Everyone was white. There was no one who had the same skin color as me or the same body type as me. And from very young on, I just felt very uncomfortable in my own skin. And just by being different, I kind of started disliking who I was. And the older I grew, the harder it honestly got because my body, for some reason, decided to change really early on, a lot earlier than all of my friends' bodies. And growing into this body of a woman so early on without wanting that made me feel even more uncomfortable. I feel like I got sexualized by a lot of older men, and it just brought me into even more uncomfortable situations than I could have ever imagined. And I kind of just continued on to try to hide my body and hide all of the parts that I thought weren't worthy of love or worthy to be seen by the world. And then the parts that seemed apparent people wanted to see, I just felt so sexualized that it made me really just feel uncomfortable in who I was. When I first got my period, I already had created such an unhealthy relationship with who I was that it directly reflected in me just really hating my body for what it was doing. And that just reflected in having bad period cramps, just literally passing out when I had my period because I could not handle it and I did not want to handle it. Because I did not want to be a woman, and I never understood why I had to be a woman and my brother, for example, not. Why was his life so much easier than mine? Why did I have to go through all of those changes and he didn't? Now I'm 26 years old, and I can't believe that I'm actually saying this, but I truly love being a woman. And there's so many things that I have done that got me to the spot of just looking in the mirror and appreciating this feminine goddess that I am within. And I love having my cycle. Starting to cycle trek, for example, has been the biggest change. Just feeling my body and reconnecting to what is actually going on and feeling what phase of my cycle I am in is absolutely magical. It's kind of like when you go out into nature and you're connected to the seasons and you rest in the winter, and in the summer you get really active and you burn all the energy, and then in fall you prepare for winter. And I feel like it's the same thing with our cycle, the seasons within. If we actually move from a place of just trusting and knowing that we are pure bliss and that our bodies are absolute magic, then we can appreciate ourselves so much more. Here's a little journal entry of something that I wrote the other day, and I thought it'd be really nice to share it with you guys. Stepping into deeper connection, I realized that I am inherently worthy, and I deserve to be treated that way. I can dress sexy, cute, wild, yes, however I want to, because I dress for myself. It's an expression of true self, and it was never meant for the judgment of the men's eye. For so long, I sadly dressed for everyone else, wearing things I didn't even like, buying clothes I didn't love. The thing is, the way I feel now when I look in the mirror is contentment, pure bliss. I have so much love for my body and myself. I love being a woman. I get to dress nice and connect to the elements, to Mother Nature. I get to be soft and shy, and I can show my strength and ambition. I get to be nurturing and I get to be wild. I am emotional and I get to embrace those emotions. They make me as pure as I am. My intuition was always talking to me. I just needed to listen, to soften, to slow down, to feel good and connect to the feminine goddess I am. And life started feeling way more effortlessly. The energies align when you go deep, grounded in sacredness. I think it's really hard sometimes to just connect to who you truly are, and I don't think it matters if you are a woman or a man or whatever being you are on this earth. With everything that society and people try to push on us, it is really hard to just find yourself and just connect to who you truly want to be in this world. And I think we all deserve it to just take time to really find out who we are and who we are deep down and who we always were, and just to reconnect to that inner child that was so loving and kind once, long time ago, before everything in the world just happened to it. So I want to just deepen these practices and connect further to my feminine sacred goddess that is within. And I do want to implement a lot of practices to do that, like yoga and just following my intuition and just going to a park and being in nature. And I think a lot of the other videos that I've done where I connect a lot more to my masculine side of just like creating habits and staying on track and having goals, which I do really appreciate. And I do love that side of me. And I love that I'm so ambitious and I always try to up-level my life. But at the same time, we cannot forget this sacred femininity of just like knowing that you are pure bliss without doing anything. You are worthy just by being on this earth without even trying anything. And you are pure love. And I think we should all start from that point and then build up on habits. But if we start from any other point that's not pure love, I feel like it gets really fast, very toxic. And that's something that I have experienced a lot in the past. And I want to build on something better than that. So these past few weeks, I guess I've been taking a lot of time to really just maybe go out and do nothing and just be and be okay with that. And it's a constant battle because every time I do want to take time for myself, I end up feeling guilty, feeling bad for not doing more, for not using the time more wisely. But at the end of the day, like, we are all just beings that are meant to be. Like, we don't constantly need to do and race and try to get somewhere. Why don't we just enjoy where we're at right now? Why don't we just start with loving every single moment right here, right now? And I think if you start from there, the future can only get brighter and look better one day. Anyways, I would love to know what you're doing to connect deeper to yourself and how you honor yourself as a female goddess, as you should. Please leave a comment down below. I would love to connect. And thank you so much for watching. Remember to just move in love, light, and happiness. And I'll see you next week. Bye.